Now, Mpumalanga Police spokesperson Brigadier Donald Mdhluli joins us for an update. Brigadier, very good evening to you. Before we even get to some of those questions posed by our security expert, I just want you to run down what exactly happened when you discovered that these suspects had gone missing.
Thank you. Good evening to yourself as well as the viewers. In the early hours of this morning, from the information that was received according to the report, was that our members went as they do their routine check. That's when they discovered that there was a hole. Upon further investigation, they discovered that the 6 suspects that you reported about escaped. Immediately, we launched a manhunt for these suspects. And also, it's worth noting that there is an internal investigation that has commenced because there are people who are in charge there at the police station to ensure that the suspects that are kept there at the holding cells, they are actually not find themselves out. So that is part of the investigation as the acting provincial commissioner of the SAPS in Mpumalanga, Major General Dr. Zeb Mkhwanazi has sanctioned, so that while we are looking for these suspects, we are also looking internally as to what has actually led to the escape of this. And if someone is found to have contributed or aided, then heads will roll. However, we allow that investigation to commence so that at the end of the day, we find answers that we are looking for.
Brigadier, I think you and I can both agree that it's unacceptable that we have suspected hardened criminals charged with murder and rape and the like escaping from a prison already. Why was it only discovered during the routine check? Why wasn't it discovered immediately? What happened to the monitors, the cameras, and all the other security measures that should be put in place?
Yes, indeed. It's a routine. When we talk of routine, it could be 30 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. However, this, when we say routine, meaning that timeously, our members should go and check if everything is in order, if anyone is sick there, or anything that they might pick. So when we talk of routine, it's not, it talks of the constant and continuous check from the inmates that are in, so that we can able to pick something. So that was the time when they check. That's why I indicated that the investigation is going to check as to when was the last check, or when they inspected those holding cells. That is the team that is investigating is going to check, and also when was it discovered. So that period is going to be determined as to how did it happen. However, we believe that, as you indicated, we agree that it's unacceptable. It's very hard to trace a suspect and manage to get that suspect. Then at the end of the day, they are let go. So we actually, there are procedures in place in ensuring that we prevent such incidents like this one. So I believe that at the end of the day, we'll get answers to those that were put in charge to ensure that those people are safe. However, we don't want to jump into conclusion. So the investigation will be allowed to ensure that we uncover the truth of what has occurred.
Yeah, and while you're explaining how the routine inspection works as well, from what I'm understanding from what you're saying, this discovery wasn't made because there was alerts on cameras or the officers heard anything. They were happening to do their ordinary checkups. So nothing actually set them off, nothing alarmed them. So these suspects outsmarted the procedures and the protocols that you have as the SAPS.
Yeah, that's something that we're going to check whether in that place. I don't want to share much as to the status of the holding cells that are there. However, I want to put it to the public that the investigation will reveal as to how is the status of our holding cells in Lydenburg Police Station, and how did it happen that at the end of the day, we find ourselves with 6 suspects being out. So we'll get those answers. Let's allow the investigation team to do their work and be able to give us the answers that we are looking for.
So, yeah, just to move on as well. So this was discovered around 2:30 in the morning this morning. It's almost 24 hours since they've escaped. It's almost 2:30, reaching tomorrow. What are the chances of you finding them, and have you made any headway?
The team that is working very hard, we trust that they will make a breakthrough. We took the most experienced detectives and also other units to forge that team to ensure that within a space of time, because our other worry is that 2 of those suspects are Mozambican nationals. And as you earlier indicated, some are facing charges, serious charges like murder and rape. So we are working around the clock to ensure that we put them behind bars. And the team in Mpumalanga has always shown determination and ensure that we don't leave any stone unturned. We'll make sure that we bring this suspect back to where they belong.
And just finally, before I let you go, Brigadier, your message to residents in the surrounding area and even farther away, because we don't know how far they've gotten since 2:30 this morning. What's your message to them now that you know that the police let 6 suspects who are allegedly hardened criminals basically loose?
We call on members of the public to use our platform, the Crime Stop number 0800-10-111. They can even share information via my subs app. We also appeal even to the families, because some of them are from the very same area of Mashishing, Lydenburg. Let them share that information. They must not allow this before they can prey on another victim. Please let them share that information while looking for them so that they can be rearrested.
Brigadier Mdhluli, thank you so much for that update. Appreciate your time this evening.